everyone. Welcome to Dishin in Montclair with Patch.com. I'm Alma Schneider, and I'm so excited about our guest today, Dr. Warren Zanes, who's a Montclair resident, and boy, does he have some history. He was in the 1980s band the Del Fuegos. He has worked for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He is currently doing a biography with none other than Tom Petty, one of my favorites, and I happen to have his couch that you are going to see later in the show. He is also working for the Rock and Roll Forever Foundation with Stephen Van Zandt, who you may know from Bruce Springsteen, a Jersey resident himself and native, and who was also in the Sopranos, if you remember, the bandana and all the mistresses. Anyway, Warren is going to show us how to make a really easy, really healthy, and delicious lentil soup for you and your family to enjoy, so stay tuned. Okay, so we have Warren Zanes here, and you have had a pretty interesting life. And I would say somewhat of a celebrity life, but have you ever considered yourself a celebrity in the kitchen?
I don't consider myself a celebrity anywhere, and if I were a celebrity, I would have someone else cooking, because I like to cook, but I like to eat. And, you know, my kids are 6 and 8, so we have that segregated plate problem where if you put the vegetables over here, it's going to be the last thing on the plate. So soups and stews are a way to integrate it, and also I'm a single parent, so I can freeze things and actually be with my kids instead of you making lentil soup.
Great. Well, we look forward to your tips, and let's get started.
All right. The first step in cooking the lentil soup is cooking the bacon in some olive oil. And once it's done, I get a slotted spoon and take the bacon out. So I've got the oil, and then I cook my garlic for just a couple minutes to brown it. I'm going to dump in between 1 and 2, probably closer to 2 quarts of chicken stock.
You know, those look like cool sunglasses, but if you look a little closer, you might be reminded of our previous video with the onion goggles of Sarah Damascus.
These, I saw that earlier clip of yours, and I'm interested in these as an idea, but I really think it's important that you let the onions do what they're going to do and don't shield yourself from what's going to happen. If something needs to come out of your body, let it come out, whether it's tears or, well, any range of things.
We'll just leave it at that. Okay, so in every show I like to show you another new gadget that I've discovered, and this one is fantastic. Have you ever seen one of these?
Does that hold your cigarette while you're cooking?
Yes, it does. It can hold a cigar, a cigarette, or anything else that you like to indulge in when you're cooking. And it can also hold a spoon so that you don't get your table all dirty. You happen to have this very handy-dandy homemade spoon rest that looks very artsy. But if you don't have one, you can attach this to your pot and stick a spoon in there. And it remains there, and it doesn't get hot because it's made out of rubber. So you can get that at Williams-Sonoma and online. It's really important for novice chefs to be careful about how long you're cooking the lentils, because they can get really mushy and then it turns into sludge. So it's nice to have a little bite to them.
Here it goes with the key ingredient. To me, bacon is the kind of Trojan horse of the vegetable world. I grew up initially living in a town in New Hampshire, and we moved out to the country when I was going into 4th grade and started raising pigs, cows, and of course chickens. And we were half-assed farmers. We didn't know what we were doing. And we befriended the pigs, which is this sure sign that you know nothing about farming.
I think this is going toward Charlotte Webb storyline.
We would ride the pigs, we would give them names, we would say goodnight to them. Then it came time to slaughter them, and we put up the fight that we know from Charlotte's Web, and we lost the fight, but we were going to continue making our point by not eating any of the products that came in all the packages. And the second it hit the frying pan, our hearts were hardened to our old friends. Who's, incidentally, I can't remember their names. Now we know why.
That's harsh. That's harsh. Okay, well, this has been Dishin in Montclair for Patch.com. I'm Alma Schneider. Thank you to my guest Warren Zanes.
Thank you for having me.
Hope to have you on the show again sometime. And stay tuned for the next episode when you find out who our next celebrity home chef is. Yes, I own Tom Petty's couch.